10 years on, Skyrim's world still remains to be one of the most enthralling and magical lands to ever have been created. And with the help of mods, over time, the game has become one of the most diverse sandboxes available for the player to handcraft their own experiences, in a way like really no other game has achieved up until this date. From steam-powered machinery deep beneath the earth, to mystical creatures whom venture above, there is no shortage of incredible creativity that modders pour into this ever-growing world. So today, I wanted to venture into a selection of mods that not only bring you a much needed refresh to the overworld, but also delving into those chasms that lie beneath. So join me as we take a look at some world additions that will revitalise your Skyrim experience. Before we get into the episode, I want to give a massive thanks to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video.
The following is a safety protocol by Heavy Burns Incorporated.
One of the most important things you can do while being active online is staying protected, and that's why our friends over at Surfshark are offering us a massive 83% off and 3 extra months for free when using code HEAVYBURNS at checkout. But what exactly is Surfshark? Surfshark offers a virtual private network through an easy-to-use app or browser extension that will protect all of your data while traversing the internet. Your account can be accessed across an unlimited number of devices, and can even access content that otherwise would have been hid behind other countries' limitations. And while using Surfshark, all of your data is completely encrypted, meaning you will not leave a single trace no matter what you do. And they're even offering you a 30-day money-back guarantee. So click the link in the description, use code HEAVYBURNS at checkout, and you'll get 83% off plus 3 months for free. It doesn't get more straightforward than that. Thank you once again to Surfshark for making videos like these possible, and without further ado, let's get into the episode. To begin this video, we're going to take a look at a variety of new and incredible creatures that have recently been implemented by one of the biggest mod updates since Legacy of the Dragonborn, and that's from the well-known Immersive Creatures, a mod which has pretty much been around since the dawn of time. But now, thanks to a ginormous recent update from the author, we have one of the best new additions to populate our world. First, we have a new Spriggan variant in the form of towering ancient Spriggans to offer more variety to this ancient earthy creature when encountering it in the wilds. Delving deep below into the mechanical inner workings of dwarven dungeons, you will now find an assortment of deathly Dwemer machinery, which will work to build out a more interesting and challenging experience while unearthing the secrets of these ancient steam-filled halls. But returning back to the surface for a moment, we have the reimagining of quite the familiar enemy. Goblins are mischievous creatures which often work in small tribes to occupy those areas which lack proper protection, and will pose a pesky and awkward inconvenience when delving into such caves and ruins. But they're not the only sentient bipedal creature that is known to have roamed too far north from Cyrodiil's Gerald Mountains. Minotaurs are rare brutes you can encounter scarcely scattered throughout Skyrim, which provide a unique and memorable altercation when ran into in the wilds. And in a similar land-dwelling vein, we also have pygmy hill trolls, which are just another variant on the frost and cave trolls that you can encounter in selected biomes. However, not all creatures are inherently ill-natured. The woolly rhino, for instance, a creature which can pack quite the punch if pushed to its limits, but for the most part sticks to its own routine, similarly to the travelling Welwer hounds, a four-legged beast that occasionally is tamed by goblin tribes to hunt their prey. Then we have the Durzog, a crocodile-like reptilian which often patrols its rift-based territory, looking continually to sate its ever-growing appetite. And above flies the infamous Cliff Racers, mainly found in Solstheim and remote locations near to Morrowind, to provide some just atmospherics to the surrounding skies of Skyrim's world. And yet we're still not quite done, because by venturing into the deep winding depths of the province's labyrinth of tunnels and caves, we'll find a few additions to the land's gratuitous and rancid insectoid hives that plague the darkest of chasms. And that will start with the Chorus Warrior, a hellish abomination created from Falmer alchemy to carry out their vulgar deeds deep within the shroomlit caves. Venturing further, we have a selection of new venomous spiders that each come with their own strengths and biome-specific specialities, in order to portray a more varied species. Next is the Ash Hunter, a variant on the Ash Hopper native to Solstheim and Morrowind, that will add to diversify its unique creature selection. Yet back on the surface lies home to a multitude of new giant species, including a towering brute aimed to pose an even deadlier challenge if encountered in the wilds. And speaking of wilds, we'll finish up with the Woodland Canunos, a magical forest spirit that takes the form of a horned tree-like elk, to help bring a touch of mystery to the ancient druid forests scattered around Skyrim. And even still, those are only a small selection of the enormous amount of new creatures that can be encountered across your world. And instead of hundreds of singular installs, it all comes in one package. Now that we've populated the world with a magnitude of new and fascinating creatures, I wanted to now take things a little slower and take a look at the NPCs that reside around you. And that starts by giving them a more unique and realistic look with Iki's enhanced NPCs, which aims to do just that, by overhauling the visual looks of over 30 significant NPCs with more lifelike appearances, while at the same time still allowing room for creativity and character. This mod is so far one of the coolest and most unique replacers for many of the personalities you'll be encountering across your Skyrim journey, and serves as one of the most unique and refreshing mods to tackle character appearances, in a way which really does change the way you engage with some of these people, as their appearances can often really expand upon their existing character, sometimes portraying the torment that they've been put through, and other times reflecting their cunning and ill-willed nature just from a single glance. Personally, Iki's enhanced NPCs is so far my favourite overhaul to tackle NPC appearances, as the mod author has done a fantastic job in capturing a really unique but strangely fitting art style for its characters. And additionally, to add to this mod's art direction in a similar vein, I'm also using Black Moon's Astrid replacer, which so far to me is the most fitting to her voice and character. And following on from that, I've also thrown on Ixi's high poly real Delphine, which again, similar to Astrid, personally I believe to fit her supposed age and story more accurately. But while overhauling existing characters is great, why don't we instead add in some more, with Citizens of Tamriel, a mod which aims to add a huge amount of new fully voiced NPCs with interesting integrations into the world, such as Mori Harstatir, the matriarch of Windhelm.
There's some hot food by the fire to fill your belly.
Sareth, the not-so-priestess of Dibella.
Even disciples of Dibella won't stoop to lying with any fool off the street.
Taralin, a Thalmor ambassador.
Run along, citizen, and remember that the Legion remains at our beck and call.
Cathria, a Bosma mine worker.
Not everyone in a small town has something to hide. I'm just looking for steady and paid work.
Even a manifestation of vengeance in Sovngarde.
I have watched, I have waited, and here you are.
Florian de Gab in Solitude.
I am Florian de Gab, bard extraordinaire and a noble rogue.
And Rhea, a Stormcloaked soldier.
Gods, I'm going to bleed out here with no one but you for company.
And that's only a snippet of all the NPCs this mod adds to help diversify our world. And that's going to do it for this video. If you saw my recent community posts, you'll know that I haven't really had the best of luck as of late, so although making even this smaller video was admittedly very difficult in my current setup, I hope you enjoyed and maybe found it useful nevertheless. And if you did enjoy and are looking for a way to help support the channel, then I'll leave links to my Patreon in the description if that's something you're interested in. But on that note, I want to thank you all for watching once again. And yes, I know it's a meme by now, but the Dragonborn video is coming if I can get my life in order so I can dedicate the time it needs to finish making it. But you can follow me on Twitter or join the Discord server for frequent updates and teasers as I make progress on it. But with that, thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.